Hey guys, and welcome back to day 3 of virtual learning with yours truly, me, Benjamin Raymond, also known as Mr. Raymond. I am here to tell you that yes, virtual learning has continued, and yes, the fun just won't stop. I know it's silly for me to be saying these things in such strange times, but I think it's really important that we keep a sense of humor, we keep things light, and we keep things moving and grooving. Many of you are still young and very engaged in your education, and some of you who are watching this might be old, like myself, and maybe have a more static approach to your self-learning. But poetry has a way of opening this up and finding little secrets in life. And today we're going to talk about two things, not three, but two. Metaphors, because last class I just went on a little a soliloquy, we'll say, about the coronavirus and how we need to go within and lose our minds and open our hearts. So we're going to talk about metaphors, and we're also going to talk about similes. As you know, metaphors is just the combination of two very different things in a unique figure of speech. Figurative language meaning language that is not literal. You do not say Ben is funny. You say Ben is a clown that makes people laugh even though he's strange. You do not say I am hungry. You say I'm hungrier than a hippo. That would be hyperbole. We'll get to that next week. So today we're going to talk about metaphors and similes. Metaphors is a comparison of two unlike things. It's that simple, but it's also the fundamental aspect of poetry. Metaphors in many ways are the heart and soul of what poetry exists as. Metaphors are magic put into words. Metaphors are the composed craft of the human brain. The way we work is by making synaptical charges, comparing our past and our future and our present in a very kind of atemporal approach to reality. And to be honest, that's all metaphors. But what it does is it opens up the world of explanation into an elaborate, exquisite enumeration of everything that is in this world. Metaphors allow us to compare our fathers to the sun, or our great loves to the very blood that runs in our body. As you know, without metaphors, Claude Monet would not have been able to say, I want to paint the way a bird sings. He would have just said, I want to paint well. Without metaphors, Walt Whitman wouldn't have been able to say, and your very flesh shall be a great poem. He would have just said, hey, your life's going to be all right. Without the metaphor, Shakespeare and Macbeth wouldn't have been able to say, life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Gives me chills. It's a little pessimistic, but it was in Macbeth, which isn't certainly not a comedy. And then so we understand the metaphor and the magic therein. We understand the ability to do something so complex but also so simple. And by combining simplicity and complexity, you find poetry. By combining universality, meaning something that relates to the whole world, with something very specific and personal, therein lies poetry. So if I make the way I eat breakfast somehow similar to the dancing of the stars, or if I take something as universal as love or confusion or faith and relate it to the way I brush my teeth, therein lies the poetry. So that's poetry and metaphors. Now let's quickly talk about what I like to refer to as the metaphor's little brother, simile. A simile is just a metaphor that is using the phrasings of like or as. So you do not say Mr. Raymond is a funny clown that makes us all laugh. You say Mr. Raymond is like a funny clown. It's really just a simpler, more commonly used version of this type of figure of speech, and it's a little less intense. You don't say my mother is the tree that gives the foundation to my life. You say my mother is like a tree. It's a calmer comparison. But just because it's a calmer comparison doesn't mean it's cliche or goofy. It can be as powerful as anything you can imagine. The ancient Roman philosopher Cicero wrote, a room without books is like a body without a soul. Now he could have said, a room without books is a body without a soul. And that would have been a metaphor. But he used the word like, and therefore it's the simile. The 19th century poet and novelist Stephen Crane, who wrote a brilliant novel called The Red Badge of Courage. The Red Badge of Courage. He described a sun. Oh, Mr. Raymond, is it hot in here? Am I just losing my words like I'm losing my hair? No, I think I guess last one we talked about losing our minds. Stephen Crane, to describe the sunset or sunrise, used the word, in the eastern sky there was a yellow patch like a rug laid for the feet of the coming sun. So describing the colors of the sunrise as if it is a rug laid down for the sun to walk upon. Do you see the comparison of two unlike things using like or as? One of my personal heroes, Henry David Thoreau. I'm really choppy today, guys. Henry David Thoreau once said, "Happiness is like a butterfly. The more you chase it, the more it will elude you. But if you turn your attention to other things, it will come and sit softly on your shoulder." Not happiness is a butterfly. Happiness is like a butterfly. And in this day and age, with this coronavirus and this quarantine and this virtual learning, I want you to hold fast to that one. Happiness is like a butterfly. Stop chasing happiness. Create your own happiness. Feel well. Lean into this poetry. Step into your strength. Have a sense of humor, because you know I'm trying to. Enjoy the plants in your house and the unique reality we're in. If anything, this is the calmest, quietest, and sweetest emergence of a disaster I've ever known. So allow it to bring out the sweetness and the calm within, and write some poetry, guys. You all have your assignment. Have fun. Let me know how it goes. You know I'm here for you. Peace.